Is it really a video by me unless I'm complaining that I can't feel my leg? Hello strangers, I'm Ravenna and this is my TBR for the Strange-A-Thon. In case you missed my announcement video or have like no idea what the Strange-A-Thon is, basically the Strange-A-Thon is a read-a-thon I host every season, and our upcoming one is the summer season, which is taking place from the 27th of July to the 2nd of August 2020. I've already talked about all the challenges in our video, and we have a Twitter, a Discord, so feel free to come and join us up on there. So the first challenge is Trans Umbrella, and that's to read a book by a trans author. For this one I'm going to be reading Felix Ever After, which is a book I've heard nothing but great things about. I think most people on BookTube who do read queerly have already talked about this book. I have picked a book for every challenge, but a few of these books do overlap with each other, so if I don't read them all, there's some that I could double up for anyway, but well, I've got a book for everyone in case I do have a brilliant reading week. So the second challenge is to read a book by a black author, and for this I'm going to read Let's Talk About Love by Kann. I've actually started reading this book, but realistically I'm not going to have finished it by this session starting because I'm behind on my arcs, so that's what I've been focusing on, and I don't have the audiobook of this book. I don't know, I think maybe I'd probably be better just buying it and listening to it that way, but I'm actually not sure whether I can get the audiobook of this book anyway, because sometimes audiobooks are weird, like even if they exist you can't buy them, which is definitely the most frustrating thing. Like Felix Ever After, I know there's an audiobook for that book, but I can't legally buy it in the UK. And I tried changing my VPN to say I was in the US, it did not work. Let's Talk About Love is about an asexual main character, and she works in a library. That's how I know so far. She's also in college, so there's other stuff going on. I'm just like, it is good so far. I'm annoyed at myself that I still haven't read this book. I did post on Twitter, if I don't read this book by the end of the year, somebody has permission to hit me with both Kann's books. I own them both in hardback. Feel to hit me with the hardback editions of Kann's books if I don't finish this by the end of the year. Our third challenge is Pride Parade, which is to read a book with a queer protagonist. I've already talked about a few books already that cover that. I do have an arc of How It All Blew Up by Arvin and Ahmadi, so I thought I'd use this as like an opportunity to like catch up on my arcs a little bit instead of like waiting till the last minute to read them. I don't mean to do it, it just happens. So the next challenge is Rainbow Sky, which is to read a book with 6 colours on the cover. I don't have access to my books just to look at them, so I went with the ones I actually know have like kind of have rainbows on them. So I've got The Summer of Jordi Perez and The Best Burger in Los Angeles by Amy Spalding. This has a rainbow on the cover, and I think sometimes like the side is also rainbow, so I'm excited for how pretty this book is. This book is FF romance as well though, so I am excited for it. So the next challenge is Beach Read, which is to read a book with less than 150 pages or less than 6 hours long. So I picked Rolling in the Deep by Mira. This is the novella set before Mira's kind of famous BookTube book that I've completely forgot what's the name of it. I think it's called like The Deep. It's here anyway. So I really loved this book, so I am excited to see the before of it. I mean, I got really excited when I saw it was a series, and then I realized, oh, this came out before the book I just read came out, so I've read it in wrong order technically, but hopefully it'll still make sense and still be enjoyable, even though, I mean, I know it's gonna go down, but it's still the fun of getting there. It's a horror book, so I don't know how fun it'll actually be. That's Fun's probably the wrong one. Next we have seasonal title, and it's to read a book with summer in the title. I'm just gonna list all the books I have listed here. I probably do know what one will end up happening, but I have Open Your Old Summer by Emily Lloyd, Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, Scare Root of Summer by Harriet Reuter Hapgood, The Summer of Jordi Perez and the Best Burger in Los Angeles by Amy Spalding, The Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno, Summer Bird Boo by Akima Dawn Bowman. And those are all the ones I have that I think are realistic that I might pick up. I think realistically I'm probably gonna just double up with Rainbow Sky for this one, but who knows, maybe I'll have a really good week. It could happen. I've done it before. I have read like 7 full-length novels in a week before for a read-a-thon. Actually, I read 8 once. That was quite the accomplishment. And the last proper challenge is Our Witches, which is to read a book with magic. So this is another arc that I have, and that is The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stroker by Lauren James. I'm not fully content knowing if there's like what type of magic is in this book. I did read the summary and think, I think there's magic in that. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of magic-ish aspect of it. It's like, I think it's supernatural. There's something like supernatural, maybe paranormal in it, so it could count. I actually don't think I've got any books that kind of double up with this, unless there's like a book that has like fabulism in it somewhere and I just don't realise that. I don't know, there could be a surprise. I mean, I have read a book before that had magic in it and I didn't realise, so it could happen. We could have magical time of reading anyway. So that is my TBR for the Strange-A-Thon. If you are taking part, please comment down below if you did a TBR video or just what your TBR is in general. I love seeing how other people twist these challenges. If you didn't watch the video challenge video, which is fine, be aware we also do have a bonus challenge, which is the F-up, which is to accidentally read a book that doesn't match any of the challenges. I have did this in read-a-thon, so that's why it's always a bonus challenge for the Strange-A-Thon, no matter what session it is, because, you know, it can happen. You're not meant to plan for it, but like, I don't know, maybe you might know it's gonna happen if you're currently in the middle of reading a book, because you can count books you've already started for this read-a-thon. It just has to finish in the Strange-A-Thon. That's how we count it. So I will see you widows next time, where things will be very strange. Farewell. So these, my leg is dead. I've only had good things, so here's hoping I'm not a weird outliner. Banda, Spalding. It's probably Amy Spalding, isn't it? To accidentally read a book that doesn't match any of the challenges.